Okay. Welcome. Let's meeting called to order. Please rise to salute the flag. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Southwick. Here. Councilmember Borey.
Here.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Supervisor Champlain.
Aye.
And Councilmember Moore is absent.
Okay. We have the meetings from our August business meeting, August 13th, 2024. Welcome a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve the August 13 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any discussion? Any opposed? Motion carries. We have presentations of petitions, communications, and general question period. We don't have anybody here except the Secretary of the Board. Would you like to say anything?
No, thank you.
I thought it'd be play task. Okay. Public hearing was scheduled for 7:15, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move on, and I'll do my report next, and we'll go for the public hearing. Good evening. I have results of Sammy the Rock Snake. Sammy the Rock Snake is located in Harry McManus Northern Tier Rec Trail near Route 276 behind the NCCS softball field. He was started by the NCCS art students under Mrs. LeCount's instruction. When started, Sammy measured 9'11". And at the, that was at the end of June. I think I reported 21 feet last month. As of today, he is 25 feet 5 inches. So we've had more participation and little colorful art-covered rocks added. It's pretty cool. So we're planning on picking up Sammy soon and storing the rocks inside for the winter. Then we're planning on putting him back out in the spring to continue with his fun program based on the participation from this year. And I want to thank you to all that have added their artwork to Sammy. If for some reason you wish to pick it up and hold on to it, feel free. If not, within the next week, I'll try to collect his rocks and put them in storage here at the town for next year. Thank you to all who participated in our Putin Challenge last month, actually the last 2 months. This year we had 3 contestants that completed and handed in a passport, although there were many that participated but did not have time to fill their passports based on the number of validations given by the restaurants. T-shirts will be awarded to those participants who handed in their completed passports. They're being prepared as we speak, so hopefully in the next week we'll get those out to them. The fun run that we had done last October, so we're still planning on having a 3K and 5K run on our Harry J. McManus Northern Tier Rec Trail. The event is for both the town and both villages. It is not scheduled yet. I have it emailed out to Mr. Cater. We're trying to see when a good time to work around the cross-country schedule. So we're meeting soon to complete those details, and very soon we'll be advertising those on our website and Facebook page. The next Trex Plastic Program. To date, we have collected approximately 700 pounds of plastic. We need to collect approximately 300 pounds to reach our goal by mid-November. Please save and bring in your various plastic bags and packaging so we can reach our goal and receive a bench for our parks. Visit our Facebook page or call for details. Report on projects. Our pro-housing designation. The resolution was passed last month and the submission is complete. We hope to receive approval for the designation in the coming weeks. The Cardin Road Bridge. Construction is ongoing. Please be aware of the equipment and workers when traveling on Dubois Road during this project. The expected date for completion is still October 31st, and It has been dependent on weather, of course, but now that we have these 2 weeks of dry spell, they feel they're gonna make up a lot of time. They'll actually be assembling the box culvert on Friday. Comprehensive plan revision. Please watch your mailboxes for our postcards, which will be mailed this week. This is for community survey for all households and businesses in the town or village of Champlain to be completed. All members of the household 18 years of age and above are asked to complete this survey. This is your town, and your opinions and thoughts will be valuable in guiding the direction of this town for the future. If you're unable to use the QR code to complete the survey online, please call the town or village of Champlain offices for hard copies. 518-298-8160 and 518-298-4152 respectively. If you're unable, start over again. The Comprehensive Plan Committee will be meeting September 26th. These committee meetings are closed meetings, however, there will be an open public meeting scheduled periodically throughout the process to gain feedback from the community. The first community meeting will be planned following this September meeting. The project timelines, meeting minutes, any public sessions, and general information on the comp plan are available through a link on our website. Please visit our website periodically to keep informed. And as this gets momentum and gets moving, you'll find more on that link to view than what has been there, which has just been the minutes. The Miramar properties, the 19 acres with the mall. We are currently investigating our funding options and will also be having conversations with the owners on forming a plan to remove this hazardous and dilapidated building. In other words, we didn't receive that grant as I reported last month, but it doesn't mean we're giving up. We're going to look at other options. The 22 acres to the north of the mall was submitted for housing. I have been informed that the funding was secured to complete a countywide feasibility study, and a firm has been retained to complete that study. The Clinton County IDA and the Lake George, Lake Champlain Regional Planning are working on this, hoping for a report in the coming months. Bob Venn Fitness Center project. The DASD application is in a review stage currently, and this may take several months to complete. This has been a slow process. It has been pushed to the next stage of review, and I just received a request for updated documentation. The equipment for the fitness court will not be purchased until funding is approved. I know. It's taken so long that we need to update our quotes. Weather permitting, we will begin the excavation and site preparation sometime this fall, hopefully. If the funding is granted before fall, installation could begin this year, but I don't see that happening. The Great Chazy River Project. The team met with the Army Corps of Engineers on August 21st and determined that a study is required. Barton and Judas is currently preparing a proposal for a feasibility study for dredging. Clinton County Health Department complete streets. We have begun the work to install many improvements to our streets and recreation trail. The crosswalk at Church Street and South Street to increase safety for the pedestrians walking to Dollar General, hopefully will be done in the next month. The solar lighting has been installed in various locations on the rec trail in Bob Venn Park. Thank you to the highway crew for putting those in, they look beautiful. And removal of the shared road markings on Prospect along rec trail. I've got that at the bottom of the list, to be honest with you. Shade trees have been planted in Perry's Mills Park, and no parking signs and benches to be installed at Perry Mills Park soon. And next would be the interpretive marker and garden area. We will be creating a small flower and shrub area to display our interpretive marker for the town's 225th year anniversary. It's to be located on the north side of the town office building. Public announcements. The New York State Citizens Preparedness Corps training program is being held here at the town offices at 10729 Route 9 on September 24th, 11 a.m. to 12. With severe weather events becoming more frequent and more extreme, it is more important than ever to be prepared for disasters. The training course will provide an introduction to responding to a natural or man-made disaster. The town of Champlain will be hosting an emergency preparedness course for seniors presented by Citizens Preparedness Corps. It's on September 24th at 11 a.m. at this office, 10729 Route 9 Champlain. This is open to both residents and non-residents of the town of Champlain. There is a blood drive at the Champlain EMS station on Route 11 this coming Monday, September 16th. The drive starts at 3 p.m. and runs until 7 p.m. Please donate, as there is always a great need for blood. The Lions Club is collecting used eyeglasses to help those with vision impairment. They can be dropped off at the Plattsburgh Library and any Walmart Vision Center. Please visit our website and Facebook page for information on events going on around town. The town would like to appoint more alternates to the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Planning Board. Please consider serving the town in this capacity, as we need talented citizens of the township to become involved and assist us in moving forward. Please contact me if you have interest and would like more details. Please note, in my office every weekday from 9:45 to 1. Please feel free to stop in. I'll be happy to discuss the town's projects and objectives with you. My door is always open, but it may be best to call first. There are many appointments and meetings that fill my schedule. And thank you to all veterans and active military men and women for your service. Also, thank you to all first responders, both paid and volunteer, of our EMS and fire departments, and our police officers for your dedication to your community. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, I think now we could open the public hearing, so I need a motion to recess the general business meeting and open the public hearing for the proposed purchase of adjoining land to expand the town of Champlain Bob Van Park.
Make a motion to recess the regular business meeting and enter into the public hearing for the purchase of the land to expand Bob Van Park.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Not? Motion carries. This public hearing, whereas the town of Champlain recognizes the need for additional land to accommodate future growth and development initiatives in Bob Van Park, and whereas the identified 2.7 acre parcel of land located in Route 276, parcel ID 19.1-58.4 has been assessed and deemed suitable for parks and recreation. Therefore, that's what this is, to discuss it. If there's any public comment? Nope, we don't have anybody that's here other than one person, our secretary. No comment. Does the board have anything they'd like to interject or add? Okay, I guess we can close said public hearing and re-enter our business meeting.
I'll make a motion to exit the public hearing and re-enter the regular business meeting.
I'll second
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
that. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is reports from council members. Councilmember Southwick, would you like to begin?
Sure. Youth soccer is in full swing. They're always looking for referees. If you have interest in refereeing youth soccer, please contact Shar Sample. You can go to the town's website, to the youth section, I believe, and contact her through email. Planning board met on September 5th. The minutes are included in your packet of paperwork. There was a division of property from parents to a son, and there was a site plan review from RL Valley. They have the Maple Fields.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking to extend the truck parking spaces and access an entrance and an exit onto Ridge Road. The next meeting would be scheduled on the 3rd of October at 5:30 here at the town office, should there be items on the agenda. Brian and I have started work on the Bob Van Park sign. I've contacted and met with Jessica at JP Signs, and she's given me some good information about what she would propose our sign to look like. I don't know, would you like me to run through all of the details on the sign?
I guess you could generalize it.
In general, yes, she would say the sign should be no less than 3 feet by 6 feet. Materials are a 3/8 inch inner corrugated plastic, which is, and she showed me, very solid with aluminum on either side. No rust, no maintenance. She gave me some examples. We could look at Maplewood Cemetery sign going into Ross's Point is a new one that she just did with the same material. That one is mounted with brackets. She's not sure that's the best way to go. She prefers to slide it down in the posts that would have PVC on top of them. We're hoping that maybe we can talk with Alan at some point for getting him to do the posts for us. The new Kavanaugh sign in Ross's Point is also another example, and I think she told me the American Legion sign in Ross's Point is a third example, so if you'd like to look at it. Brian and I discussed putting the town logo on the sign also.
Mhm.
And we also threw around the idea of including in the name of this park as not just the Bob Venn Park, but the Bob Venn Community Park, because it is for the community, by the community, as well as from the donation of the Bob Venn family. And I also wanted to put out there, we all know who Bob Venn was and what he was to the community, but within 5 or 10 years, a lot of folks up here are not gonna know who that was. And what the Bob Venn family wanted us to put on the sign just said, dedicated to the memory of Robert H. Venn by his family and the Champlain community. So I thought maybe with their permission, we could put a little blurb together about who he was and what he did for the community.
And have them,
Yeah,
approve
run it by them, they can
Yeah.
approve it, but
Yeah, I like that idea. Does everybody else agree with that?
thoughts on that?
And in regards to adding the word community to the name, we haven't referred to it that way in all of our applications and stuff, and I don't know, did you ever do a formal resolution to name that park years ago? Would you remember? They probably did. So I'm thinking a simple resolution just to basically rename it, stating that it's, if we all agree that it'll hold the name of the Bob Venn Community Park, and it's synonymous to anything we've ever applied for Bob Venn Park. Does that make sense? Yeah, it might be overkill, but I think it'd be worth putting in writing. Do we all agree with changing the name to that? Dorothy had ran this by me a couple days ago, so I was aware of the change, so I had to give it some thought.
It was something that Brian also brought up,
Right,
yeah.
yeah, so I think Brian's in agreement to adding that. Think on it for a while, or?
Yeah.
We don't have to decide
We
tonight.
don't have to
but-
decide tonight. So I have a couple of other places that I'm going to investigate. Jessica's going to email her options, and so we should have that before the next meeting, and I can throw those out there when I receive them. And that's.
So she talked about a size, basically a minimum of 3 to 6.
Minimum of 3
Yeah.
feet by 6 feet.
How big is the one in the Maple Cemetery, and also the Legion?
I haven't gone by the Legion. Hard to exactly say, but the one at Maple, what is it, Maple?
Maple Hill.
Maple Hill.
Maple Hill. I would say it's probably a little bigger than that television.
Yeah.
And it has some curvature on bottom and top, and
Right.
it's in between the two posts. We talked about capping the posts off with, maybe solar powered little caps
Mhm.
that you can put on the
Mhm.
posts. And depending on how the elevation is, cause I know we kinda sink down there. I don't know how much fill we're gonna put in for the driveway and in that area, but she's
So is it gonna run parallel with 276?
Perpendicular, I would
Perpendicular,
suggest,
and
front to.
how far in from the road are you?
Has to be a minimum of 20 feet, according to the code. I think it said
So,
20.
so it would be a two-sided sign.
Two-sided
Correct.
sign, perpendicular to the,
Okay.
right, so it can be seen from both sides.
Yeah.
People are coming from both directions. Brian had threw out there that he thought the best place for that sign would be near where we were going to put the driveway, or the parking lot, and the drive into the parking lot, so people wouldn't be trying to drive onto the walking path if we put it down by the walking path. But I think that we have to think about that.
Okay. Just food for thought, I suppose.
Mhm.
If the cost is low enough, relatively low, maybe we could put a small one down by the Letter Trail. A much smaller version of the same sign
Sure.
for the walkers. Does that make sense? Awesome.
And that's all I have.
Well, great, keep us posted.
I will.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
And that ends my report.
Thank you, Councilmember Southwick. Councilmember Bori.
There was no ZBA, Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for the month of August, so is no business to report there. And as of right now, there is no business scheduled for September, so there's no meeting scheduled. If there will be a meeting, if there is business that comes before the ZBA, that is gonna be on the 19th of September at 5:30, but there is no scheduled business, so more than likely there'll be no meeting for September. Marketing, Supervisor Trombley and Council Member Southwick, we met with Lawyer Benner, specifically with Aaron Benner, to get our quarterly report. You have that in front of you. This is the second quarter of the year, the report, and without going through it with a fine-tooth comb, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from the meeting, Aaron was very happy with the numbers. He said they're higher than industry standard, he kept saying that.
Mhm.
So, the number of hits, the people cycling back, the videos being watched, it was all in the positive direction. They were very pleased, and they felt, considering this has been a relatively new endeavor, they feel like they're getting some pretty good traction in terms of people connecting with us via the internet and social media. So you can see where some of the spots are they're hitting. And the other component here is they're looking to see which areas we're getting more traffic than others. So they're looking to see, is it our explore page, is it our investment page, is it what posts, are they the tourism posts versus the hang out and spend some time here posts, or the come and invest posts. So you can see some of that. So just to give you an idea on the Facebook stuff, this industry standard is below 3, so, and we're above 3, so.
And the engagement was up as well.
Correct. And you can see where we've got a lot of people to the north, the impressions, people that are, at least it's grazing through their Facebook or their social media landscape, whatever it is they're connecting with, but that's also what they're targeting. Aaron said that that's one of their major areas where they're taking our information, our posts, and they're marketing it to the north, so. Not that it's not hitting other places, you can see some of the other spots, Albany, for example, but yeah, Montreal is there, and the surrounding areas is their big target zone, so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if I don't have the answer, I'm more than willing to ask Aaron for the answer, because some of this I was trying to wrap my head around. I didn't tell you this, but he did call me the next day, because he wanted to make sure I was, he said he didn't feel like I was agreeing with his points. He said, I was just trying to absorb it all, because I need to be able to process it in my head, and I'm not really sure I've done justice to what he told us, but that's kind of the general, the general gist of things. He's saying it's good, so, and with very little data still to go on as we're building, I think we might have a better picture as we put a year under our belts and see how each of the quarters go. And then if we start reflecting from one year to the next, if this is the path we continue to go down, I think we'll see if there's changes and growth and development.
Do you wanna talk about what the next step is that we're planning in regards to?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to talk about that. So, the next phase is to develop, for lack of a better word, testimonials from individuals who are already vested in the town, whether it be regular citizens, whether it be elected officials, and business owners. The goal of Boyer Benner is to target these individuals and get them to, through a series of question and answer, talk about what they feel is important about this area, why they love this area, why they live here, why do they have a business here, those kinds of things. That might be another connective draw rather than just a blanket advertisement. It becomes an actual, here is an example of people who are living, breathing, eating in these places, and they can tell you why they love it, or they can tell you why you should also be here. They think that's another layer that we can start to connect with people, whether it be our friends to the north, or whether it's people from Albany, or even Plattsburgh, right? Getting people to realize we're here, we're open for business, and we want you to come and enjoy what we have to offer in many ways. And that's what they'd like us to do, and we're gonna start that later on this month.
Yep.
And so there are some businesses out there that are, anybody watching this, feel free to contact the town office. We'd be more than happy to put you on our list of individuals who would like to be a part of this project. This is going to be hopefully an ongoing thing. This is gonna be a first round.
Yeah, round or first series.
First series, I think that's what we refer to it as, a first series of engagement with our community members, our business owners, and if all goes well, we'll be going about this again. So, I think it's a good idea, and it's worth a shot. Very personable. I mean,
It's gonna put a personal twist for
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
That's great.
The other thing is they would like some new footage, I guess, some new things. The videos that we created with Paul and Tiana, they're using that to their fullest ability, but I think they're looking for now a little bit of new content to try to throw in out there, so.
And this would probably be one of them.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, if you have any questions, let me know. The next food truck event here at the town office is gonna be on Wednesday, September 18th. It actually happens to be our last food truck event of this year. Another successful season. Many thanks to Sarah Gagno, the secretary here, for all of her hard work in coordinating and organizing our food truck events. So September 18th, this one's gonna be from 11 to 6. We have Cousins,
Seafood.
yes, Maine Lobster
Cousins Maine
yeah,
Lobster.
Cousins Maine Lobster coming. Again, this will be their second time here, and they'll be here for quite a number of hours. So they'll be here for lunch, they'll also be here for dinner. So please feel free to stop by at any of those points during that time period to come in and grab lunch or dinner or a snack or whatever you want. They take cash and card. Hometown Hero applications are open. You can find them on our website. as well as here at the town office. So you can either, print them out, fill them out and bring them in, or you can give Sarah a call here at the town office and she can guide you in the right direction, or you can just come in and pick one up. And we'll be taking those applications through the end of this year as we prepare to get the new set of Hometown Hero banners vetted and then printed for next season. So if anyone's looking for an application, please contact the town office or go to our website. Lastly, I'll just say that the website continues to be a great stopping place for people to find out about what's going on here, from calendar events to meetings to information about the town itself, code, investment, whatever. So we encourage you to check out our website. We encourage you to share that website when you're making posts online. Let people know about this great website, or if you see a video or something that you really like, feel free to share it. It will bring people back to our website. And also our social media posts. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram. Please feel free to share those posts as often as possible, and share them not only with your friends and family, but share them in groups that you are with. And that really does help people know about things that we're trying to promote through our social media sites. And if you have an event that your group or organization would like to see on our calendar, or like to see us post on our social media page, or to put up a flyer here at the town office, please contact us. Contact Sarah. You can send us an email through the website, or pop in if you have questions. We'll be more than happy to facilitate that. We're trying to make people aware of all the great things that go on here at the town, but we can't help you if we don't know about them. So please make sure to reach out to us. And just on one final note here, as we're taping this, it is September 10th, tomorrow being September 11th, Patriot Day. And I think the supervisor does a good job making sure all of our law enforcement and service members and first responders are duly thanked. And of course, if there's any day to really praise them, would be for 9/11 and the remembrance of that day and the people who unfortunately lost their lives, those who were succumbed to the terrible events, the terrorist attacks that day, plus those who were trying to save, those who were running in to save those and unfortunately lost their lives. And of course the aftermath, some of the diseases and cancers and problems, pulmonary issues that people have suffered and maybe have since passed away since September 11th, 2001. So I'll take a little moment and reflect on that as we engage in another remembrance. So ends the report.
So true, thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Burry. Councilmember Hunter.
Let's start off with the Champlain Fire Department is holding their Fireman's Breakfast on October 20th. So please get out and support your local fire department. Rouse's Point news, the Rouse's Point Farmers Market will be holding their last farmers market on September 13th. Again, it is the last day that this will be done. It's been since June 14th, almost every Friday. Again, a lot of fresh produce, syrup, crafts, variety of food, used books, DVDs, audiobooks, and much, much more. So this is located again at 144 Lake Street. It's on the corner of White and Lake. The Rouse's Point Fire Department will be holding their Fireman's Breakfast on October 27th. And also, the fire department has changed the date of their barbecue pulled pork dinner. That's been changed now to November 10th. And tickets will be sold in advance, and tickets will become available soon. So please take a look at the Village of Rouse's Point's website as well as the Town of Champlain's website and kind of watch for that. Also, the Clinton County Health Department will be holding a series of rabies clinics. The ones that pertain to you probably is the Rouse's Point Fire Department on September 24th from 6 o'clock till 8:30. Registration is required prior to, and again, you can register right up to September 24th. There is a suggested donation of $5. The phone number for that is 518-565-4870. It is open to any Clinton County resident. If you would like your pet to receive a 3-year shot, you must bring your pet's previous vaccination records. Otherwise, all records are, all other animals will only receive a 1-year shot. And also, they ask that you stay in your vehicle until your scheduled time for your pet's vaccination. All pets must be on a leash or in a carrier. So that is quite important. So that's all I have to report tonight. So.
Thank you, Councilmember Hunter. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to a report for the town clerk.
I have my monthly report that needs approval.
Okay, you all have a copy. Building permits seem to have been substantial. I'll make a motion to approve the clerk's monthly report as presented.
Just to note, the total local shares is in the amount of $1,807 approximately.
Correct.
I'll second the motion.
Thanks. Any discussion on the report? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There's your sign copy. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Review of post audit bills. If there are no questions or comments on that, we'll move on to the approval of the monthly bills. And there are some additionals. So we have a bill report total of $86,398.14. With the additionals added is $86,477.56.
Make a motion that we approve.
That
the
doesn't sound
bills.
right.
It isn't right, because that 4,000 didn't get tallied in. I'm looking at it now, going, it's
Yeah.
not
Once
correct.
you said that,
So it should be 91,477.56. That's sound right?
For 90, I think, right?
Yeah, 90,477.
90,000,
477.56.
56. Okay. Like a motion to approve as presented, the monthly bills.
I'll make a motion to approve the monthly bills as presented.
Okay. I'll second that. Is there any discussion? I didn't have any questions going through it. Anybody else? If not, welcome a roll call.
Councilmember Southwick,
Aye.
Councilmember Bory,
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter,
Aye.
Supervisor Trumbull.
Aye. You have your reports from the code enforcement officer. No questions for me to bring back to him. We'll move on to the dog control officer, which, as you can see, is quite a packet this month.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments on Jody's report? If not, I'll move on to the highway. Alan met with me today, so what I've got is currently the highway is screening sand in the sand pit. Getting ready to haul the fall sand. We had hauled from Moore's to help them out this spring, because they're putting in a new salt shed, so we'll just be hauling to them this fall to repay. I've also been helping the town of Plattsburgh with their paving, so we've had a couple of trucks hauling there. And he is working on scheduling the remaining items on that complete streets. We'd like to get that crosswalk in, that's probably the primary one, and then get the signs for the park and the benches. Correspondence, planning board, meeting minutes. Just stop me if you wanna discuss anything as I move here. I have a thank you letter from Chris Trombley to the highway department, to Alan and his crew for the incredibly hard work they did paving the Dubois Road, and saying what a nice job it was.
Yeah, I thought that was nice, so it's definitely hats off to the highway department for all of their work this summer. I mean, they work all year long, but just depending on the season, what they're doing, but it's nice to know that the community can, recognize that when it's need to be recognized.
Exactly, as he pointed out, that was very, very hot, it was
Yes.
that week or so they were working, very hot. Letter regarding the run for the Robert Sawicki Memorial Endowment. So you will see motorcycles coming through town. It doesn't say, is it Saturday or Sunday? Do you remember?
I thought it was Saturday.
I think it's Saturday morning. You will be seeing them, they will have an honor parade, basically, of motorcycles in his honor, and they will be ending up at the VFW, I believe, is for their,
So where's the start point?
start in Plattsburgh, I believe. Start in Plattsburgh, and I'm not sure at what location. You come down Route 9, they will be going through Rouse's Point, looping around, and then going back to the VFW. And so in regards to this letter, they were looking for any donations to go to his memorial endowment.
Do we wanna give out that number and just the email?
Yes, we could. Let's see, so if anybody wants to donate towards the Robert Sawicki Memorial Endowment, you could call 518-578-7245 or email at jlp4052@gmail.com. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Rick. Thank you very much. Okay. So we have number 4 in correspondence. We really ought to be down on new business. We'll make it a number 8. That's scheduling our budget workshops. I think down at the bottom we'll figure that out. So now we go to new business. We have an estimate from General Code for 3 local laws. We need approval. As you can see, they are estimating between $1,545 and $1,885. It includes shipping and handling of the hard copies.
4 cents.
That's correct, full sets. So that's for, local law number 1, number 2, and number 3 of 2024. As I pointed before, it's expensive.
And we got another one too, because number 4 hasn't been sent over.
Correct, so that'll come at a later date, will be the next fiscal year probably, or?
Well, I
So-
usually send them for this year, but.
So when you send it in October, we'll get another estimate on that one then probably, right? Usually it's in October.
You had asked me to get these going so we could get them in the code book, so that's why I sent those over.
Right.
Is the local law number 4, do you know, larger than the first 3 that these estimates cover?
I don't think so, because it was just the change to the,
Right.
So
Was
it's
it
probably
the
gonna be
water
about
code?
another $500. I'm just looking at an average, just how much for the first 3.
Yeah, probably about 500 or so.
I don't think there'll be any more this year, because the tax cap, that doesn't go,
No, that's correct.
so we should only be doing one more.
Should be, yes. Nothing pops up. In the next few weeks, where there's time to put one in. So yeah, so I just spoke on, I think all we need is a motion and a second, et cetera, to approve our clerk to accept the estimate and move forward.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the estimate the town clerk received from general code to have our code updated.
As per the local laws. I'll second that. Any further discussion? If not, since there is money, let's please do a roll call.
Councilmember Southwick,
Aye.
Councilor Labori,
Aye.
Councilor Hunter,
Alright.
Supervisor Trombley.
Aye. Okay, you have a copy of the Champlain EMS agreement with the town, and you were also sent a copy of their budget. Everybody get a chance to have a look at it. Are we prepared to move forward with the agreement, or do you have questions and comments for them?
Has this always excluded the village or Rouse's Point? Because if you look at the provision of the emergency medical services, this excludes, it says, persons within the boundaries of the district excluding the village of Rouse's Point. When I had my emergency situation, I was actually dealt with through the Champlain EMS. It was not the village of Rouse's Point. So I'm wondering, is this something new?
Well, this is just the town of Champlain agreement, but I can.
I know that.
I can question
But
that.
Village of Rouse's Point is in the town, so that's what I'm asking.
But they have a separate agreement.
Okay, but that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So in other words,
I'll
Okay.
clarify that and
Please.
get back to you.
yeah, that's the only question I had. I
No, it's a good
read through it.
question, but I think it's because they have a separate agreement.
So you're saying 2 separate contracts then?
Which
Cause the town of
doesn't make sense.
Cause the town of Champlain is for the town and the village of Champlain. The village of Rouse's Point was always excluded, and then they joined a few years ago, actually last year, I think it was the first year, they did a full contract with them. As, just same as Moore's, has a separate contract.
So
So I
when,
think it's correct, but I will clarify it for you.
so when they're taking the monies from billing for a run to Rouse's Point, where do
Right.
those monies go?
Correct.
Do they go in the Champlain, town of Champlain, or do they go with the village?
It goes into the EMS, I believe, I don't think it doesn't go back separately. We're only separated based off the tax revenue we have to raise for our portions.
Okay.
And also, are we gonna get a copy of a breakdown of what this looks like in terms of what this amount encompasses, because this does not give a detailed breakdown.
We asked for that last year.
I think we should ask again.
They did not provide that.
I think we should ask
If
again.
you remember correctly, they felt they didn't need to. This is a general breakdown as to where all the expenses are.
Okay.
All right, so, let me write these down, and I will,
I mean, even what you have in front of you, I think is something that we should have in this packet. Yeah, that. Yeah,
what, you want that included in the contract?
I'd like to have a copy of that.
Oh, you didn't, it was emailed to you.
Okay, but what's not in with this, is what I'm saying. So in other words, when you look at the full, this agreement, that should be with this, please.
How many other people would like to?
Just replace this front page with this one.
Yeah.
I printed mine out, Sarah. Please.
Yep, Jason, do you need one? Okay.
I thought you had to give it sent by email.
Tom, can you clarify if the process was it last year, we asked for if that we could be involved in I don't want to say negotiations, that's not the right word, but the development of this and where pricing was and is.
Okay, so I did ask Roger and Morgan are the ones that delivered this and presented it to me. And I did point out that the last 2 years we did meet in July. The first year was because of the huge increase.
Yeah.
So we questioned it and wanted more details.
Mhm.
The second year was because we had requested they form a district, and so they had a meeting to explain the results of their research and their legal counsel's advice. And
Thank you, Sarah.
so they didn't feel that they needed to do that again this year. If we wish to go back to, because really we don't have a lot of input other than it's it gives us a heads up as to what's coming much earlier if we look at the draft, right? They can give us rough draft numbers. But if that's what we wish, I'd have to request that they do that next year. If we hold Corey and say, look, Corey, the board really wants to see this ahead of time before we receive the final budget. Is that what you prefer? I got a second question, I forgot what was ready. What was the second thing besides the exclusion? Rick?
I think that's it. I just wanted to be able to have this to, right.
Oh, do you want me to ask again for the full breakdown?
I think.
Yeah, it's very general,
Yeah.
lots of zeros with no specifics.
You bring that up, Rick, you are right, I think we did ask for it before.
Yeah.
And they did come and present last year.
Yes.
I mean, I remember, I recall. I just, it's
Well, I think we've stated this before, the more we can understand this, when somebody's asking us, when it's in the budget and we're approving it, what we're approving and why, it helps us to be able to explain it to people.
Would you be open to a special meeting?
I'm not so sure that we need a special meeting yet. I think it just, let's see how they respond to your questions, Don. And then
I'll copy you guys.
I can tell you that I remember receiving this, but I had not gone through this to kind of identify this with like a fine tooth comb. I mean, it looks to me like their general expenses look like to be the largest increase in this. It's almost over 11% increase over the prior year. Excuse me, for example, like when I see things like Miscellaneous non-budgetary items, I don't know what that is. Assignment agency, collection, don't know what that is.
That's their collection agency, I believe, that they use to collect,
To do their billing?
yeah, I believe so.
They use acronyms that I don't know that everybody would automatically know, like under operational,
Actually-
EPCRs.
I wanna correct myself, I think that's just for collections of
Of bad
past
debt,
due,
yeah.
bad debt,
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
also,
because they also have it for billing,
which
Right.
is
It's
multinational.
multiple.
right,
I think this,
which that, gosh, billing, $70,000, up 10 grand from the year before.
right,
And then what is it going up to in '25, another 10?
No, it's 10 for between 24 and 25.
And also from '23 to '24.
You have that?
yeah, she has the year before.
It was emailed to everybody.
I don't have that in front of me, I guess.
Right.
Right. I'm glad my
I
billing
didn't
person
put that
doesn't
on.
do that to me.
I don't know if it's based on the volume, because the volume is up,
Maybe?
because the volume has increased if you look at their stats, that they give us every
But
month, year to year.
I guess it just goes back to us understanding, as Councilmember Bory said, we need to be able to understand this too. We don't have a whole lot of choice,
We don't,
No,
you know?
but if somebody asks,
Yeah.
and because it is something that seems to increase each year, I think it's important that we understand what these numbers, where they come from.
Mhm. I guess the only good news is it increased less this year for us than it did last year.
Yeah, last year was really high.
Could they also provide us a comparison, they don't have to give us a full comparison, but is there a possibility of a township and a service that they're offering that's comparable from another place? And is there the same percentage increase, if that makes sense? Like, are there similar numbers? Are we higher than other places? Are we lower than other places? Like, that would be something else to need to know. I don't know enough about this as a business, a service, in order to determine whether this number is within the range of what others would be charging or using, if that makes sense. I'm not sure they can provide that, but
I think the only thing we do there is to contact other towns that use other agencies and see what they're paying. I don't know how else to come up with that number for you.
I mean, it's standard like most businesses,
Yeah,
where the
it's
majority is in your
CDPH.
employees. I mean, I see that, but there's just some things on here that I wouldn't know there, like contracts, most of those items under contracts, you might know, Dorothea, because of your health background. But
What are you looking at?
like the last page, under
Contracts?
contracts, I have no idea what any of those things are. I mean,
Well,
Well, they
I'm
are
looking
eight
at
there.
24, let me look at 25.
like LP 15 PMs, no idea.
Mhm.
You know, stretchers I can figure out pretty
Right.
much. IT,
Layer
I would-
8, that's your
yeah,
communication,
I would
that's probably your
understand
walkie-talkies, that
Right.
sort of thing.
And-
a lab
and
tech,
their
what is that?
website.
Don't know, these are brand names of
Knox.
things. These are brand names
Right.
of things that I do not know.
Stretcher and Lucas. Okay.
even a general comparison, give us an idea whether this is a bargain or whether we're, you know what I mean?
Well, I think we found that out when Rosa's Point did that work last year. And discovered that it was a bargain compared to CDPH.
Yeah, I think that's helpful, to say, well, we're spending reasonable amounts of money on something that's quality.
These, Lad Tech is a scheduling system.
Okay.
LADTEC is a scheduling system.
Okay.
You know, if we were to go with a different service, you'd be looking at, you said Rouse's Point did the footwork on that. Plattsburgh is, 30 minutes away. Beekmantown, that's where they are, that's a good 25 minutes away, going all the way down. I think that's even part of CDPH, what they have in Beekmantown.
Right. Yeah, it's not a question of, the quality of the services that they provide, top notch, no question. Champlain EMS, top notch, I can speak firsthand. It's just understanding it, so we can, say to somebody, it's up this amount for this reason, but when I look at the billing's up 14%. Does that mean that this particular billing service actually has a monopoly, and that they can't do anything with that? Why is that up 14%?
I think it's due to volume. I really do, and I'll find that out.
Yeah.
I made an example, but I guess we need to hear from them. I'm pretty sure it's due to volume. Okay, anything else?
Thank you.
So what we'll do is I'll try to get some answers so we can, the goal is to approve that at the October meeting, at the latest. So they can have it for the November meeting.
You got my message about the address? This says 729. You have to
Yeah.
add a 10 on the front. Very top.
Yep, correct. I did get the message, I forgot to address it. Thank you. Bring that up. Okay, next is, if we're done, I believe we are, right? Resolution number 40 of 2024 to approve the purchase of 2.71 acres of adjoining land to expand Bob Van Park. Whereas the town of Champlain recognized the need for additional land to accommodate future growth and development initiatives in the Bob Van Park, to provide the necessary space to construct a double pickleball court, outdoor fitness court, and a parking lot. And whereas the identified 2.71 acre parcel of land located at 106 Route 276, parcel ID 19-1-58.4, has been assessed in accordance with New York State Recreation and Historic Preservation and deemed suitable for parks and recreation. And whereas the town of Champlain retained a professional appraiser to determine the full market value of aforesaid parcel, which confirmed that negotiations with the current landowner resulted in favorable terms and a purchase cost of $12,000. And whereas the town board appropriated ample funds for this purchase in the 2024 fiscal budget within the playground capital budget line item B7140.2 for this purchase, reference resolution number 15 of 2024. And whereas legal aspects including but not limited to title searches and land use restrictions were received by the town of Champlain's legal counsel, and whereas the town board initiated the approval process and held a public hearing with respect to said acquisition of land pursuant to New York General Municipal Law, Article 15, subsection 506. And whereas the results of the discussion from those who attended the public hearing were as follows. Total number of residents in attendance, 0. Number that spoke in favor of the purchase, 0. Number that spoke against the purchase, 0. Documented by our town clerk, September 10th, 2024. Therefore, be it resolved by the Town of Champlain Board that the Town Board of the Town of Champlain hereby approves the purchase of the parcel of land located at 106 Route 276 for $12,000 plus costs associated therewith. That the supervisor is authorized to negotiate and execute all necessary documents, including but not limited to purchase agreements, deeds, and any other related documents to effectuate the acquisition of said parcel of land. That the funding for the acquisition shall be sourced from the playground capital budget line item B7140.2 as previously approved. That the acquisition of this land shall be conducted in accordance with all applicable laws, regulations, and municipal procedures. And that the municipality's administration is directed to undertake all necessary steps to finalize the purchase in a timely manner. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the secretary of the board. Motion to approve said resolution as written.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 40 as written and read.
I'll second.
Thank you. Could we do a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Southwick,
Aye.
Councilmember Bory,
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter,
Aye.
Supervisor Trombley.
Aye. Thank you very much. So we'll need a stamped version of that to send to Matt, as well if possible, and we'll get the ball rolling. Resolution number 41 of 2024 to authorize the town of Champlain Court to apply for funding from the Justice Assistant Program. Whereas the town court is requesting authorization from the town board to apply for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program, JCAP. And whereas one requirement of the application is a resolution from the town board authorizing the town court of the town of Champlain to apply for this funding. And therefore be it resolved that the board of the town of Champlain authorizes the town of Champlain Town Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 2024-2025 grant cycle up to $30,000. And now therefore be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Motion to approve said resolution as written.
I'll make a motion to approve said resolution number 41 as written and read by the supervisor.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
No, I read it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Next one is White Knight Kennels. Okay, so
Oh, sure.
you all had time to look at the draft, I believe, last month's meeting possibly, and I sent this out by email. Now you have hard copies in front of you. I need approval to sign it and accept it, sign it and send it in to the owner, Jody Prey. So what we need is a motion and a second, and discussion and approval, if possible. Unless there's any negative feedback that prevent that.
Now, I'll make a motion to approve the White Knight Kennels dog control contract agreement as provided.
Correct, and this is for September through to December 31st.
Yes, so for the remainder of 2024.
Correct.
Yes.
I'll second that. And the one question I have is will we have a contract in the month of November for the year 2025?
Correct, that we're supposed to, yes. And that would still be for the amount of annual fee of $10,000.
$1,000, yeah.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Southwick,
Aye.
Councilmember Bory,
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter, Supervisor Trombley.
Aye.
And the attorney has seen this, correct?
I will send it back, just to be sure before I sign it, because I'm pretty sure I had sent him the draft.
Okay, thank you. So it wouldn't have included that section 8, 9, and 10?
Probably not. So
Okay.
You're right,
Thank
I
you.
will resend it, thank you. And if there are any changes required, I'll email you, okay? Okay, thanks for pointing that out, Rick. I don't think I sent the final version to him. Okay, next is resolution number 42 to set public hearing for local law number 5 to override the tax levy limit established in general municipal law subsection 3-C. Whereas it is the intent of this local law to override the limit on the amount of real property taxes that may be levied by the town of Champlain pursuant to general municipal law subsection 3-C, and whereas this will allow the town of Champlain to adopt a budget for the fiscal year 2025 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the tax levy limit as defined by general municipal law subsection 3-C. And whereas expressly authorizes the town board to override a tax cap by the adoption of a local law approved by a vote of 60% of the town board. And therefore be it resolved that a public hearing be held by this town board on October 8th, 2024. Do you want time in there, Julie? So they didn't put a time.
Yeah, 7:15.
At 7:15 PM. I'll fix that. With respect to public comment on the matter of this local law number 5 entitled, Local Law Filing Number 5, New York State Department of State. And now, therefore, it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause all required public notices of said hearing to be given as provided by law. Motion to approve said resolution as written and presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve as read and as provided to us in our written copy.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
People should just know that this is a standard that we engage in every year, just in
Correct.
case.
Correct, this is a standard practice that the town performs, because when we get to this through toward the end of the budget process, it is possible we could squeak past that 2% limit, and we need to have this in place in order to do it. Otherwise, we would be up against the clock and unable to meet our deadline.
So, just so you know.
Yes, thank you.
It's not the goal, but it's
No,
there
no.
just in case.
Yeah, it's not the goal, but
Not the goal, not the goal. What? Can't have 2 cows in 1 week.
Next is the approval of the water board report. I meant to bring that in with me. I'm gonna go grab it. I had, or did you notate what I gave you? And
I do not have your notations, I have my copy,
Where is it?
because I printed mine from home.
it's probably sitting on that
I didn't
back
print it,
cabinet
but I
to
did
the
read
right,
it
I think.
online. Because it was sent to us, it was some time ago, it was not
Yeah, I think I can probably remember, I know I can remember 2 to 3 things. One was, there was a formula, not a formula, excuse me, it was a formula problem. It was a decimal issue in the water usage accountage, you know, where the water loss versus accounted for and unaccounted for. The new categories that were put in, thank you so much, just like that. Excuse me. The categories that were put in were rounding off to a single decimal place, so it was making it look like 0%, and I knew it couldn't be correct, so I had asked Mary if she could change those decimal places to two decimal places, and it's actually like at 0.8 or something like that, 0.7. So they're very minor. Like another thought, they have a reference to section 5 for details repeatedly. That's referring to section 5 in the IMA. I just noted it. I'll put it in the letter I'm gonna send to the water board. I don't feel this has to be amended for that, unless you disagree with me, because it's so minor. I just think that it could have clarity for the next year's report instead of carrying it on, because it was like that last year too. Yeah, this is it was in four places where it just wasn't enough decimal places in that column, in that cell, so. Again, they're still basically 0%, but they're like 0.6, 0.4, 0.7. And then the other thing I had was the graphs, and I missed it last year, I guess we all missed it. It was the same last year. It's pulling from the same data, so they're not intended to be identical, but they are. So in other words, the top graph is gallons representing water losses, the bottom one is supposed to be unaccountable, and it was an error in the graph itself. It was pulling from the same data set.
Yeah, it was just the data they highlighted in the table.
Yeah, it was
So in
pulling,
other words, they didn't select a new column of data.
or somehow it got deselected, I don't know what
Correct.
happened. I don't know what happened, but,
But it happened through all the graphs.
yeah.
Yep, I agree.
So, well, these two are okay. You find an issue with these two? You mean only, I only found an issue with those two. Total
Yes.
gallons produced and billed are correct. They're pulling from the right data sets, so.
Yeah, because those are the numbers that they summarized. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, did you find anything else?
No.
So, in my response to, you know, I think because the catches were so minor, I don't think it requires making them amend the report.
Right.
I think just correct it for next year. If that's okay with you. I believe Kim already, when I pointed this out, she already went and corrected that graph. If you'd like, she could include that in her.
That graph should be sent to us, just so that we can include it with this, but
Okay, I'll just ask her
the
to.
corrected graph.
Your point is it should nullify the whole
No.
report, I
It
agree with
doesn't,
that.
it doesn't change any of the data in regards to money or anything like that. I mean, they're just all minor. Even this one is just informational purposes to see how we're doing accounting for water, which you can see in the raw data, which is, the picture's nice, right? So in the letter I could ask just to have a new page 27 of 49 cent. So I guess with that said, you approve the report in general with the notations I'm gonna put in the letter. Do we usually put that to a motion? I imagine
No,
we do.
we've never done that with the water board report. Can I just request, since this IMA has been in agreement, Sarah, if you can just send me a copy of what what the town has paid in O&Ms annually since its inception, please.
A total?
Annually. Because I mean, when we started off, original IMA in 2019, it was at 30,000. We're at 53,000 now.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It, I think if I remember correctly, the first one was a little over 30. So, and it keeps increasing, but of course the costs have increased. We've added that generator, we've done improvements. We've done repairs. You know, we've all added. This one is down from last year.
5,000,
Yeah,
no more than 1,000.
yeah, a little over 1,000.
No, please, thank you.
Okay, so I'll craft a letter, I'll copy you guys. Next, we need to schedule our budget workshops. Grab your calendar.
Actually, Sarah, we don't need it.
You
Page
don't need it?
44 does it, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's accurate, have you seen it? Have you seen a copy of this?
Yeah,
Okay, so page 44, as long as you agree with those numbers,
okay.
of 49.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I mean, I can recognize the last two definitely, because I've
Correct.
looked at those.
Correct,
So,
I agree.
Yes, no,
Yep.
that's, I think that's accurate.
So I just wanted to, so it's just those prior three. Okay.
Okay, Sarah, when would you like to get started? What are we looking at?
Julie left the request until the 20th, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be after that.
Okay. And what night would we like to meet? What have we done in the past? I don't remember. Either a Monday or a Tuesday? Yeah, we won't conflict with anything? Do you wanna start like at September 30th or?
No, I'd like to start probably the 24th or the 25th, something like that week, if we could.
I won't be available the 24th, if that's the day we choose.
How about the 23rd? Would it matter if we were on a Monday, the day before?
I just need to know ahead
If
of
I'm free on the
time.
23rd, that's why I threw that out there.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You're good?
yeah, my calendar's at work, but I don't usually work there, so I'm good. After hours.
Looks like we've done 5:30 before, is that a good time?
So what days are you picking?
We're looking at the 23rd, September 23rd is the first one.
I won't be able to.
Okay.
I have soccer on the 23rd.
Do you have soccer the 25th?
I have soccer on the 25th.
So it's every other.
Yep, typically.
What about the 26th?
26 works for me, but
There's a comp plan meeting here at 5:30,
correct.
so that doesn't work. So your soccer is the 23rd, 25th, and
23rd, 25th, 27th. That's the way that week falls.
What about the next week?
Next week runs October 1st and October 3rd, so it's a Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, so September 30th, that Monday, is that open for everybody?
Yep, that's open for me.
Okay.
And at what time?
Well, it looks like just because my calendar brought 5:30, I'm assuming last year we did 5:30. I mean, I could do earlier if you guys want to, it's all up to you. You know, I can start at 4:30 if you want.
I'm good. My child's in Cortland.
Notice soccer did not come into play this time. What time would you like to start, Jason?
I'm good with any time, so whenever you wanna start, I can start.
Yeah, me too.
You too, you wanna do it?
Well, I can,
I can't go too much earlier, cause I have practice.
I can't
so-
either.
Right, so you can't go like 4:30, cause kids don't get out of school till 3:30.
So 5 or 5:30
5
then.
o'clock.
So you wanna stick with the 5:30?
5:30 is the earliest I would.
Okay,
Okay.
then we'll stick with 5:30.
Okay.
Do you wanna schedule one more while we're scheduling?
Sure.
How many weeks do you wanna go out after that first?
I would say at least one.
Well, the following week, of course, we have town board meeting, so, I mean, I could do a Monday night again. That wouldn't be a problem,
The 7th?
yeah.
What do you have soccer that week?
I don't have 7th. There's no soccer on the 7th.
Do you have it on the 9th or the 11th?
I do have it on the 9th.
What about the 10th?
I don't have it on the 10th.
Jason? Dorothea?
The 10th looks okay, according to what I can see here.
Sounds like he gets worried when he goes out that far. That's a month.
I won't be here on the 11th or the 14th.
Okay, so let's, if everybody's in agreement, let's try the 10th.
I'm in.
October 10th.
Same time.
Same time, same place. We're in. That should work.
All right.
Okay.
So, 9:30, 10:10,
Same time?
same time, 5:30.
Very good.
Okay?
Okay.
Old business, tethering-law. As you know, we've provided it to the county. I attended the safety committee workshop meeting last week. They are, not everybody had reviewed it, so they're gonna do a closer review. And then I believe the plan is if they're all good with it, they were also gonna send a copy to their legal counsel and then present it to the legislative board. I don't know if that, I'm assuming it'll probably be for next month. I don't think they'll keep it completely reviewed between now and the next meeting, but I believe it'll be next month.
And they had the copy when?
Pardon me?
When did they have the copy? When did the safety council have the copy?
When did we send it? A couple of weeks before that meeting.
Right.
But not everybody had reviewed it. So that was the result of it. I did speak at the meeting in favor
Good.
of the county.
Did you have any questions? Anybody ask anything?
Nope.
Or were they just hush hush?
I guess there was some discussion over enforcing.
What part?
Well, not in general, about the sheriff's department being the secondary enforcement. I pointed out, actually, yes, the first line of offense is the DCO,
Right.
but if there's any infractions to take place with that law, it would be the sheriff's department that would have to come down and address that, and then the DCO would be the one to remove the dog if there was a removal required. You know, so I just tried to lay that out, because one of the legislators, I believe it was Bobby Hall, Legislator Hall, stated that Dave Favre was very much in favor of having a countywide law.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it would become helpful. I mean, I know there's been situations recently in the village of Rouse's Point where there have been numerous dogs, and I'm saying more than two, that actually have that were not on tethers. They were running loose around people, and some people felt very uncomfortable. Whether or not they actually called our dog control officer, I can't answer that, but it's something that I think is getting worse, so.
I know you had some dogs running at large this past weekend as well, and
Right.
I sent a screenshot of that Facebook page to Jody. I don't know if you address it, if nobody
Right.
puts a complaint in. Now they have to, so please remember, if you have an issue like those dogs running at large last weekend, go on our website, fill out the complaint form, and follow up with a call to the dog control officer.
Right.
It's all on the website. Cause if he's not called, he can't try to
Correct.
take care of it. And as you can see from his report, the thickness of it, he has
Yes, it's busy.
many calls.
Yep.
So anyways, that's where we're at with tethering law. I think that we're in a good position if something happens. I mean, I'm really hoping, I stress to them that I really feel it's more logical to have one law through the county, and more logical for just the expenditure of the county compared to all of us paying general code is ridiculous prices. And our attorneys to review our laws, et cetera. And, I guess that's it. And then we need to add that sign for Bob Ben Park, I think, on old business, which shows up next month. And, that's it. Next business meeting is scheduled for October 8th, 2024. And I welcome a motion to adjourn.
I'll say one thing, I should have said earlier, with election day being November 5th, New York State does have cutoff points for when people can register to vote in the state of New York. So if you are not registered and you want to get registered, make sure that you reach out to the County Board of Elections in order to do that, and yeah.
Thank you for that. Good point.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.